Good evening, fellow Thunderstrikers. It is Sunday evening, 7 p.m. And you know what time that is? It is time for the Thunderstrikers podcast from our beautiful Safety Harbor studios. We welcome the weather except for the thunderstorms, which are here, so stay tuned in case we lose you. We may have some issues with the weather, but that's kind of what happens when you're a Thunderstriker dealing with thunder strikes. Give us a call tonight, 727-474-8786. That number, 727-474-8786. If you'd like to say hello, join in the conversation, or you've got something to tell us great about the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now we have with us the three J's. Of course, I'm Jeff. We have our host, Joe, and a special guest tonight, Jan.
Hi.
So welcome, Jan and Joe. Joe, what you got, brother?
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My friend, Jan. Not used to calling her Jan, though. I call her Janice.
You can call me Janice.
I'm so used to it. I've known her 5 years plus, and we go back a ways to the Bolts in the 2015 season.
We do. We've been met through our love of the Lightning, and I did his special events for a while, and we've met up at games, and we've done fundraisers together, and just have crossed paths in the community for the past 5 years.
Oh, and how much fun is that? Just doing the toy drives. Still doing good with the toy drives. This year, the toy drive's on pause right now with the pandemic. But I'm hoping that once we get the green light, we can, start to get everything rolling with the toy drive. And I already got the boxes and the labels and everything. So I'm hoping that we can get the toy drive going soon.
That'll be great.
I just need DeSantis to start opening up Florida.
Exactly.
So that's what we're waiting for. Hopefully, soon, because, we originally are committed to going to Eddie's Bar and Grill because they're the ones that took us back in for live broadcasts on Sundays. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see when everything gets opened up again. But in the meantime, we'll stay here on Sunday night. And of course, we'll do the Tuesday night show at Snappers as per our schedule and commitment to them as well. So we're going to start off the show tonight, unfortunately, with a sad note. And I know that Janice knows our Bolt sister, Danielle Hammond, passed away this week. And anybody that from Sticks of Fire and, of course, the Thunderstrikers and maybe even some more Bolts groups are well knowledged about her and what kind of fan she was. And, she's also a hardcore Rays fan, like our producer here.
Hardcore, yeah.
I'm sorry. But it's a sad loss. And, she was very young, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
do you have any words about that?
She was a great fan, and she was a great friend. And she lived out of state, but she would come down every chance she could to see live games, and we would all try to see her when she came down. And I just wanted to mention there's a GoFund page. I think Joe might be able to put a link on his page later on the Thunderstrikers, but the family is really in need of help of some final arrangements for her. So if you knew her, or you're a big Lightning fan that wants to support a fellow Lightning family, then I would definitely see if you could help in any way. Absolutely.
That's big. And I'll definitely post a link on the GoFundMe page on Facebook to help out her family. And that was the crushing news of the week, unfortunately. And I know Jeff has had some
I've got with her online. I haven't really I never met her in person, but I've heard great things about her. And, the whole community is really sad that she passed, which is, well, they should be. I heard she was a real asset to everybody involved. And, hey, a true Bolts fan, which is what we always love.
Yeah, I remember, I don't know if Janice was with us at the time. We had an event at the diner, the 24-hour diner in Clearwater. And we had strawberry shortcake, and Kimberly Norris was there, one of our 2015 first original members.
Also.
Yep. We had a bunch of people there, and we were having a birthday party, and I posted the video on my Facebook page and the Thunderstriker page, and that brought some tears back because she looked so happy, and she had recently gotten engaged.
Oh,
yep,
wow.
She just got engaged.
She was had a wedding plan for 2022.
Yep.
And her fiance is, of course, devastated.
Oh, yes.
And she was so excited that the Bolts were in the Final Four. So, yeah.
Well, I know
sad news.
she's definitely big into her teams, and we always talk about it back and forth and everything. She'd ask me to send her, some Bolt stuff because, again, she doesn't live here in Tampa. She is upstate New York. But I have a lot of friends that live upstate New York, and they're Bolts fans.
Isn't that where you're from?
I'm not from upstate. I'm from.
He wishes he was from upstate New York like me.
Long Island.
Oh, like Islanders?
Like Islanders.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we
It
go.
starts early. So
the
Jan,
games
I've
begin.
got the ticker going. Welcome, Jan Alberg from the Thunderstrikers and proud owner of Mimosa Mavens. What's Mimosa Mavens?
Well, I'm really excited. I own Mimosa Mavens, and we are a portable mimosa bar service.
Ooh.
We're a bartending service. Yeah, who does not like a good mimosa?
Lisa, are you listening?
Mimosa, yes. So I started this business on my own November of 2019, and I am licensed, I'm insured, and of course with COVID we took a little break. So we have just started up events again in July. I have done weddings, bridal showers, baby showers. I've done grand openings of gyms, yoga studios, and wherever you want to have a mimosa bar set up, we come and we set it up and we decorate it to match your theme. We have the bartenders serve you the mimosas, and it's always a great time.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, why don't you have a mimosa bar? You have Clorox. That's poison.
I have poison. You almost made me say I have poison. I have the best product in the world in cleaning supplies, and I'm very blessed and fortunate to be with Clorox for 8 years now. I'm just celebrating my 8-year anniversary on September 24th.
Awesome.
And Cooch's birthday is coming up on September 15th, where he is going to be 3 years
I think
old.
we need
You're talking about your
mimosas for
cat
that.
now. You're
Yes.
talking about your cat, not
Yes.
Kucherov,
Oh, your
folks.
cat.
Oh,
Cooch.
Kucherov and Cooch go together.
Well, sort of, yes.
Yes.
And since we're all promoting ourselves,
Mhm.
don't forget to buy my book, Odes from the Sandbox and Odes from the Soul. On Amazon, you can get them today or any other major book selling websites.
I'm glad he got that in finally.
I know, it's been like 3 shows I haven't done it yet. But hey, here we go.
Okay, so we're going to cover the injury thing here for the Bolts right now, going into
Do we
the
have
series. Captain Steven Stamkos is not going to be available in this series against the Islanders. I don't think anybody's shocked or surprised. And also Jan Ruda.
to? Well, poor Jan.
We have to go to war without those two, but I think we're going to be okay. I think
We should
that
be.
the Lightning are going to be fine.
Well, we
Yeah.
didn't use him the whole last series, so he's been out. We
Mhm.
did just fine,
Yep.
including doing it without Stamkos
Yes.
and a game
We're
without
used to that.
Kucherov.
That
So,
sucked when we
hey,
didn't have Cooch and Stamkos.
But what did we do? We still won. So hey, it's
and
what it is.
convincingly.
We
And
won.
that brings us right into our coverage of the last game that we had.
Hey, what are the box scores on that? He doesn't have the box scores with him, the stat guy. That's why I have to throw it under the bus.
Just because I don't have the box score doesn't mean that I can't cover.
I know one thing. We won
The
that
game.
game.
We will deep dive now into
A
the.
lot of statistics here.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Pages and pages of statistics.
One of the biggest observations of this game, obviously, was the big night in the face-off circle for Tampa Bay, winning 56 of 94 face-offs, 60%, led by Barclay Goodrow.
That's right. Without Mitchell Stevens.
Without
Another
Mitchell
one.
Stevens,
Yeah.
which is shocking.
Mhm.
Johnson, 10 for 13. Braden Point, 13 for 20. Also had very good success. Meanwhile, Bergeron was just 13 of 36.
I know.
Those are keys. Those are big keys, folks. Let's talk about Victor Hedman, who, goal was the 4th overtime series clinching goal in franchise playoff history. Marty St. Louis, Braden Point, 2020 versus Columbus, with 3 of those coming in multiple overtimes.
That was a beautiful thing to watch.
He really is. Hedman is just the 3rd defenseman in the past 10 years to register a series clinching goal in a Stanley Cup final. Wow.
Yeah.
And Kevin Bykes, of 2011 conference finals, are the other 2. Very impressive.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, they really. It was good all the way around. There's a lot of recognition and awards won by these guys.
Oh yeah.
It just
And
impresses me how deep the team is this year. Even if a few people do get injured, they can still carry on and play a really strong game.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel by the last 2 games of the series, we had really rocked the Bruins' confidence.
Oh yeah, we have.
And once the confidence level was gone, it was all over.
There's nothing Butch Cassidy could say after the game except for, I think they have our number.
Well, I think he said some things, but we didn't hear them.
And
they were bleeped out. No.
Yes.
Yeah, no, this was after the series was over, and the Lightning already won already. So what could he say other than the fact that, hey, they got our number?
Well, don't forget we're also the only one to go within 5.
Yes, we are, because everybody else had to go 7.
That's correct.
So, but it's not really going to mean too much. I think that it's going to be a barn burner tomorrow night, and the Islanders have arrived in Edmonton, and they'll be ready, and we'll be ready. Of course, we've had a week off.
We're a little bit more rested, hopefully not rusty.
Yeah,
there's a difference between rested and rusty.
Yeah, that's
so. We have a few viewers saying hello that I can see. And remember, folks, if you want to get onto the program that we're using, you have to put that onto your Facebook page. Add it to Facebook. It's really simple to do. Follow the directions. You can see them online, usually right before the show. Cream Swabbies, that new group that we're talking to, says, let's go Bolts.
Hey, John.
Of course, Valerie Lynch says, hey, all.
Hi, Valerie.
Cannot wait to see you tomorrow night. And she says she's also sad about Daniel.
Yeah.
And Ron Pisco is not going to get his post put on because he's rooting for some other team. I don't know who he's talking about. Yes. So bye, Ron Pisco. Love you to death, Ron, but I'm not putting that up on the Thunderstrikers podcast.
Yeah, well, Ronnie thinks that he's special.
Sure he does.
Hey, I'm the only one that's allowed to do that.
Sure he does. So, we got a big thing coming up here. We got the Islanders, speaking of Ron.
Yeah.
As you guys can see on that graphic, the Islanders and the Bolts coming up very shortly. It's going to be an interesting one, my friends.
Let's talk about how hot Andre Palat is, because scored a goal in 4 consecutive games to tie the franchise playoff record set by Steven Stamkos.
I'll give you a little bit of a...
Well, you did that really well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We've been practicing that.
Yes, practice makes perfect.
We had another board before that had a really big echo, and so we would do Steven Stamkos. And I got a little echo now. I don't have the same thing I used to, unfortunately.
So not only did he had scored a goal in 4 consecutive games to tie franchise history set by Steven Stamkos in 2015 and 2018, but Andre Palat also opened the scoring for the 3rd consecutive game, becoming the 13th player in NHL play games. The only player to do it 4 consecutive games is Michel Goulet for Quebec in 1985.
Yeah, some Frenchy
guy.
The Bruins are having nightmares about Palat.
They
are waking up during their sleep and seeing him in their dreams.
It is just amazing for what Andre did.
Yeah.
Coming out, I mean, we've talked about this before. Get your shot glasses ready. The Tampa Bay Lightning has the depth that a lot of teams really don't share. They have a great, powerful front line. They've got the perfection line that they called them in the Bruins. They've got this and that. But once they get hurt or come off to the bench, they fall apart. And they just hope for that next shift to come up. We have 4 deep lines of everybody. And now, our perfection line didn't really do a lot last series, but certainly the Gord line and Palat have really come up and shocked everyone.
Yep.
Because you can watch tapes all day long and you can practice for a certain line. You can be ready for that line. You can't really be ready for
all the lines.
Line. Exactly.
Right.
And that's where we have an advantage, because we pull out this 3rd or 4th line. They're like, oh, this should be what just happened? Oh my God, they just scored on us. Amazing sometimes. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Not to mention we've added some really gritty guys that are willing to go in there.
Yeah, I brought that up a couple of times.
Do the work.
The last couple of shows. We've added 6 players that weren't with us last year, and every single one of them have done such an awesome job filling in and coming in and helping with Rudder out and on the defensive line. It's just been great watching these guys play, and they're playing to come back next year.
Yeah,
that's key. But Tampa Bay improved to 8-0 in all time in the series in which the Lightning led 3-1, while Boston fell to 0-24.
Terrible.
How about that stat, folks?
Wow.
Where are you going to get that stat from?
That's right.
Point established. That's Braden Point, our boy right there.
Braden Point, my boy.
Our boy. Point established a new Lightning. Postseason record for most assists in a playoff series. Mark of 6 assists set multiple times, last by Victor Hedman in 2018 in the second round versus Boston.
And we still have 2 rounds to go.
And we still got 2.
Yeah, it's not even started yet.
1 round at a time, please. Palat's 5 goals in the series are the second most in a single series in franchise history.
That's amazing.
That's
Nikita Kucherov, 2015 second round, are tied the record with 6.
Nope.
Hedman's 4 goals in the series set a franchise record for most goals in a playoff series by a defenseman. Most goals in a playoff season by a defenseman. Very impressive, Victor.
Wow.
Exactly. Don Giacchetti says hello from Claremont.
Hello.
From Claremont. And Jockey IK. Do you know her? She's new. Welcome, Jockey.
Think so.
Jockey IK. Welcome. I got a hello and a hello back. Welcome to the Thunderstrikers.
Wow, nice.
Folks, don't forget you can always post your comments on Facebook and catch us live during this show. You can rewind at the end of the show, or you can always check us out on Castbox, YouTube, or Twitch.
Thank God for the return of Ryan McDonough. He's already paying assets.
That's my boy.
Unbelievable. Ryan McDonough is definitely one of the keys. Returned after, wow, look at this. 6 hits and all the block shots that he did as well. Very impressive by Ryan McDonough.
Yep.
Oh my God. And I was hoping he was going to come back, and he did. And that was huge too. So
Plus he's a Harvard guy.
The 3 key stars for the Lightning's Game 5 win. Victor Hedman, of course, the game-winning goal, assist +3, 10 shot attempts, 28.25 total time of play.
And he makes it look so easy.
Yeah. Does anyone remember that Victor Hedman was almost going to be out because it looked like he turned a skate and either broke?
That was scary.
Yeah,
that was scary.
But nobody worries about that because he just shook it off.
Yeah.
Shook it off. That Swede is kicking butt. Very happy.
And of course, Ronnie said it was fraudulent, of course.
Oh, here we go.
Andre Palat got the 2nd star. He had a goal, 10 shots on goal, 15 shot attempts, and +2. And then, of course, where would the Lightning be? And this is where I have a problem with some people that started telling me that there are better goalies than Andre Vasilevsky. I have a problem with that. I'll fight you and argue on that. Andre Vasilevsky stopped 45 shots, including 11 in the first overtime.
Good for him.
Yes, there's been questions about him not being an elite goalie.
Come
but I think
on.
he has definitely proven
Those aren't really
himself.
valid
He
questions in my
has
mind.
proven
Exactly.
himself. He won the Vezina last year. He
Absolutely.
deserves to win the Vezina this
Yes,
year.
he does.
Yes.
But I had an argument with somebody today or yesterday that told me that Halak is a better goaltender.
What?
Are you kidding me? And now you wonder why I got into an argument.
Didn't they pull Halak because he sucked so bad?
and put
He
in
was
that,
literally sucking the air off the
that
ice.
poor
No, it
backup
wasn't
goalie that looked like a deer in
It
the
wasn't
headlights.
Halak. It was the other. Oh my God, who were the Vezina candidates?
Yeah, it's not Halak you're talking about. It can't be because Halak's a.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
Halak. It's somebody else. I can't remember his name.
Hold on, I'll look it up for you.
Look it up because I don't remember his
Can
name.
we just go back to the game that we won 7-1? When
That was great.
So
Well,
nice.
I just have to bring up, I don't know if all of you were watching, but when the
I mean,
backup,
Tuukka Rusk.
No, it wasn't.
no, it
Rask.
wasn't him.
Wasn't Rask.
These are who they're up
Clutterbuck.
against. Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Clutterbuck. A lot of people think that he's going to win the Vezina this year.
No.
Andre Vasilevsky's got more wins. Andre Vasilevsky
Well,
is a better goaltender.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
and who's got the most wins in the
I have
league?
to agree. Tuukka is still
Rask is
one of the
good.
finalists
Yeah.
for the Vezina.
Even though he left the bubble.
He's not
Even though he
gonna
left
win
the
it.
bubble.
He's not going to win it, though.
Well, I'm hoping
He shouldn't win it.
No.
Vasi wins it. Come
Vasi
on, Big Cat,
deserves-
let's go.
Vasi deserves it. My
Yeah.
problem is this is coming from a Bolts fan that's saying that Clutterbuck is going to beat out
Well,
Vasi.
Everyone gets an opinion.
That's horrible.
That's
That's
just
horrible.
their opinion. That's
Well,
all.
that's a horrible. opinion. That's a horrible opinion, and I'm going to argue that because I have the stats. It's not a comparison.
Yeah.
It's not a comparison. So, yes,
let's
that
talk
was a great
about
game.
hockey. I'm going to put a big graphic on right in front of our faces. Look at the next 2 weeks. Boys and girls, if you're a hockey fan, you are in for the best 2 weeks of the year. Knights and Stars, tonight, 8 p.m. Bolts and Islanders, tomorrow at 8 p.m. And it flip-flops all the way through the 19th.
I like the way they did the schedule.
It's amazing. They really did a good job this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's become such a quick series because they don't have to travel like they would normally.
Yep.
So usually you're playing 7 games. It takes 2.5 weeks.
Exactly, easier.
Yeah. So these are going to be quick, and before you know it, there'll be 2 teams will be playing for the cup.
That Vegas Stars game is going to be incredible because you have 2 brutal teams.
Wait, Dallas, they shocked everyone.
Dallas has 651 hits, more than any of the Final Four.
Wow.
Vegas has 573, second in hits in the playoffs.
Yep.
These are stats and these are facts, folks. They are brutal. If you want to go into it, who do you got? Do you got Dallas or Vegas? Coach-wise, I think the edge goes to Dallas.
Nope.
Forwards, I said the edge goes to Dallas. Defense, the edge goes to Vegas. The special teams, edge goes to Dallas.
Look, this is their third year
It's going to be a big
as
game.
a team. Literally, their third year as
Going
a team.
7.
And they've already gone to the Stanley Cup
They
Finals.
haven't paid their dues yet. I'm sorry.
once.
Nope.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, they're hungry. They're young as a team. They're on fire.
Vegas.
I'm saying my lock is Vegas in 6.
I predict Vegas too.
Yeah, I'm going Vegas. Well, so we all 3 of us
It'll
say
be
Vegas.
Vegas
Yep.
against the Lightning for the final.
It'll be interesting.
I say Vegas for sure.
Oh, good.
Well,
Because we all
everybody
did.
had
I
a
stopped
lot of people have
right there.
had predicted that the Avalanche were going to be in the
Well,
final too.
I think the only reason why the Avalanche really lost was because that great goaltender, they lost him and they lost 2 other starters.
Yeah.
So they really couldn't get it done.
They say that all day long.
They had a backup
Got to
goaltender.
have depth.
But thank you. Drink. It's our drinking game. Because I say depth so often because that's my
Oh.
big deal. So if you hear depth, remember
This is
Yeah.
an
shot.
This is an alcoholic, but
Oh darn! It should be with these 2 guys here. They say that all day long. You've lost a goaltender. We've lost this net. The Bruins lost Tuukka.
And they lost.
We lost Steven Stamkos. We lost Jan Ruda. We lost Kucherov. We lost Braden Point at the beginning. There's so many. You got to take away the losses, and how do you react to missing players?
right.
And that's where we do so well.
I understand that, but you lose your number 1 goaltender and 2 of your other key players. Those are huge losses, and they all
They
came at
are.
the same time,
Yeah.
right into the playoff round.
But don't forget, we've come into a COVID year
Ugh,
where
terrible.
these guys weren't doing anything hockey related. They couldn't work as a team. They couldn't do that. And all of a sudden, it's like flip a switch, head to Canada, let's start doing playoffs.
Mhm.
And that makes it really, really hard. It's been hard in baseball, too.
Yeah.
Look at, I talk about the Rays, you talk about the Yankees. Look at the pitching staffs that both teams have lost. In
Crippled.
fact, across
Crippled.
the MLB, because you've got pitchers that didn't have time to warm up this year, didn't have time to do smaller games, and they're playing hard 60 games back to back. They're throwing their shoulders
They're
out
injuring
left and
themselves.
right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Tommy John is kicking butt this year because he's got so many injuries on all these players, and we do too in NHL. It's a weird year. It's going to be a weird year, but you got to look at
Yeah.
the whole team and say, what has a team done to bring themselves forward where others are blaming themselves for their injuries and losses? And my answer is because we're the Bolts and we're the best.
And depth.
And depth. That's right. Jen, I like you. You can stay. Joe, you see you later. But and don't forget,
Right. Right.
back in December 17th, we were just over a 500 team.
Oh, I know. We started
We were
off very
horrible.
slowly. Mhm.
Oh, wait. Where's my music here? I love this little thing here. Da, 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 da. Oh, darn. Remember those days when I talked about this and how much we really had to get up and go. And I'll tell you, a lot of people will dispute this, but I think the day that Cooper sat Kucherov down and took him out for a period
I remember
was the
that
turning point.
I remember that game.
And that was a tough game for us to swallow at the time.
And everybody says that John Cooper is such this soft dude that doesn't express his emotions.
Hell.
He's a freaking lawyer.
Yeah. Well, when they went into that game, 16, 12, and 3.
Argumentative lawyer.
Yeah. They were barely a 500 team. Since that day,
What a joke.
they
What
went
his record is.
37, 12, and 3.
I know. It's amazing.
No other team has done that this
And
year
you,
or in the past
and
few
you
years.
Bolts fans want to fire Cooper.
That's right.
How many times do I hear this year after year? They lose in the playoffs, yes. But he gets them there each and every year, but that's not enough. The Bolts fans want, we want a cup. Yeah, of course we want a cup. But Cooper is just a winning coach. He wins every single year.
Well, now you've got Pat Maroon up there talking about how
Great.
the biggest growth they've seen, of course, bringing him on board, and Bogosian and everybody. There's so many players.
Coleman.
Fantastic job.
Excellent.
They're playing smart with the puck. They've gotten away from this slick and quick.
Well, they've gotten away from we have to score 10 goals a game, and they've learned that you play defense first, and then you take your opportunities when you can score.
Yep. And I think that came from my boy Kevin Shattenkirk. He has really been a leader defensively. He's shown them how to combine really strong defense with blue line shots and putting that puck in front of the net where people should be waiting, which, by the way, that's one of our downfalls. We really have to get in front of that net. Pucks are coming through, and there's nobody there to field it.
Right. The Islanders are not going to.
They're going to
You
be
know
all
what
over
we're
that.
better at
Great
this year,
defensive
too,
team.
is instead of trying to make the pretty, beautiful shot, just shoot it at the net.
Get it to the net.
Just get it in the net. And I'm going to have times last year I'd be like, just shoot the puck.
Yep.
Because they're passing and passing and passing.
And these pass backs are going to kill us, too. It's funny you mentioned that because that's one thing they talked about. These pass backs, they end up being shorthanded goals a lot of times on a power play.
Being turnovers.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I'm going to tell you right off the bat, these two teams, out of these two teams, the Islanders have a better defense, and they have a more effective defense, and they're going to have to. The offense is going to have to really step it up and get guys in front of that net because the Islanders, once they have a lead, they don't give up a lead.
They clamp it down.
They really clamp it down.
It's tough.
It's going to be a hard test, man. Defensively, we got the edge on offensive. We're more of we have more goals than any other team in the National Hockey League, so we are the bigger scorer of the two teams, but they got a little bit better defense. Goal wise, of course, we have the edge in goalies, no question. Vasi's the best goalie on the planet, so it's all going to come down to who's going to beat out who. It's going to be tough. I'm telling you right now.
Lightning in 6.
Lightning in 5.
What's your prediction? Oh, he's not giving it up.
Nope.
Good for you, because if you said anything other than Lightning in, we would have an issue, and I would just turn this thing off. We don't go home.
Have an issue. It's my show.
I can always turn your mic off. It's easier to do. I'm of the mindset that this is not a Lightning team that they've seen in the past, even through the regular schedule this year. This is a whole new team.
They didn't see it.
They've come out of the box.
As a matter of fact,
playoffs.
The Islanders faced the new guys once.
That's right.
And that was the only win we had
won
against
that
them.
game
That's correct.
in December.
Because we are a new team, and we're even more new than we were then.
Yep.
Coming into these playoffs, we're the only team that has really taken the whole playbook, thrown it away.
Yep.
Said, let's try something new, and it's worked. Let's do this
and don't
right.
you think they have a little something to prove after what happened last year?
Well, of course, but they've already done that. Fortunately, they've done that. Not only did we have a chance to beat, not get swept by them, but we beat them.
Right.
And then the
In
Bruins
in five
too. So a lot of fives. I'm thinking 5. You're thinking 6.
And
hopefully it's 7, probably-ish.
He's not saying it.
But I'll tell you, we are facing a whole different Lightning that we don't know what to expect, because now there's a new thing thrown in. We have Kucherov back.
Yes.
And so without Stamkos, with Kucherov coming in, it's going to be a shuffle play. Who's going to be that top line? How are they going to move things around? I don't even see Kuch or Point being on the top line. And my predictions usually come pretty true. I think he's going to mix the lines up so crazy that the Islanders have no clue, because the Islanders are good at reading lines and following play progression.
Right.
If you mix it up and you throw things around, you got Hedman in the back, and you got Shattenkirk in the blue line,
another
and you
edge.
got Coleman coming in, you got Palat playing,
Gord.
These are all different things.
He's going to shuffle the lines.
Are going to bring up, yeah.
He's going to shuffle the lines,
Well,
but edge-wise on coaching, you got to give it to the Islanders because he's been around forever and he's won a cup and he's more successful than Cooper is. But I love Cooper. I really have faith in Cooper, and it's going to happen. He will win a cup in his tenure. That's all I can say.
Well, I think so.
Well,
hopefully it's this year.
And before Cooch got hurt, we were just clipping along again with our power play. They had switched it around a little bit, and then he got hurt, and then our power play went back to nothing. So hopefully we can get that going again too.
Yeah, I take a lot of heat for this every time I talk about this, but I am not the biggest Cooch fan on the planet. The reason being is because he's a phenomenal player, probably one of the best players in the league, one of the best players of all time.
But I know what you're going to say.
But he knows it, and his passes are sloppy, and his puck work is his own puck work, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. Yeah,
and he doesn't control his temper a lot, and he shows his emotions too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I love Cooch.
I do love him too.
Wife's favorite player, don't get me wrong. However, Cooch is sometimes a liability that we don't need right now because it's really, really tough times for us coming up. 7
days rest. Palat says, we've had good practices in the 7 days, and we'll be ready for the Islanders.
Yes.
That's
absolutely
quotation from Palat.
Yes. All right, so let's take a
30-second
halftime stop set. We're going to make sure we mention our sponsors today. I have a few sponsors to talk about here. We have, oh my God, where'd my sponsors go? They're in here somewhere. We have our place in Dunedin on Main Street. Fantastic place to get some food, drinks, and it's more of a great home-style American breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy Sunday specials, all-you-can-eat pasta, and my favorite Thursday specials, all-you-can-eat crab legs. We want to thank Snapper's Bar and Grill on Highway 19 in Palm Harbor. Snapper's Bar and Grill. Taco Tuesdays are the best place to do on a Tuesday afternoon. Grab a beer, grab a taco, have a good time. Also, fantastic wings, great bar staff, and now it's even more fun because on Tuesday nights, you can enjoy all-you-can-eat tacos. Just pay $1 for each one. You gotta love it.
Yeah, and the show, too.
And now we have the Thunderstrikers playing there also. All right, last but not least, Eddie's Bar and Grill in wonderful waterfront Dunedin. Again, great place to have drinks, food with a great wait staff, great prices, great place to be any day of the week. 52 big screen TVs to enjoy your sports pleasure, especially if you're a Lightning fan. If you're not, well, there's other bars. Now, if you want to go to Eddie's, they play them all the time, so have a good time there. Enjoy yourself very much. It is now time for Joe again. Come on, Joe, give me something good.
All right.
Jan.
And Jan. I'm talking about you, Jan.
Oh, Jan, it's so good to have you back.
Wait. I was wondering, how many times have I been on your show?
Over the years?
Yeah, I was thinking
3 or 4. Easily.
Yeah.
I can think of at least 3 or 4. I've had you on where you've had different companies.
I have. I'm quite an entrepreneur.
You are. But you're also one of the biggest Lightning fans that I know. I have a few good, really close friends, and they're diehards, just like you and Kim and him.
Like that.
Whoa. Wait. Hold that up. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh, yeah. I'm a diehard Lightning fan ever since I've been in Florida.
It's been a blessing, and so have I the last 20, what is that, since 1995.
Yes, and who played Pee Wee hockey for a Sabres league, was literally a little Buffalo Sabre, and still is a diehard Lightning fan, doesn't pick other teams, Joe.
Let's not go there because, as I said, there's no law against having 2 teams. You have 2 teams, sir. You have 2 teams.
I don't have 2 teams.
Well, good for you.
You did.
Good for you.
Chicago.
Good for you.
Chicago. She was a
I'm from
Chicago fan.
Chicago when I was 6 years old.
Yes.
I went
That
to some
counts.
games with my dad.
And my
So
mom
you-
is from Chicago also, so
Aw.
she's a Blackhawk fan also.
Okay, no, but
But she's
See?
a Thunderstriker.
We
Okay.
all
Through and
have-
through.
good.
We all have our teams.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so now I'm looking forward to this because now we're gonna cover the Islanders series, and I'm gonna give you all the stats comparison-wise of what we're up against here. And most people are smart enough to realize it's gonna go either 6 or 7. If you're thinking that it's gonna be a short series, you're not an educated fan. Okay, so let's be realistic.
You know, I will love it if they do it. I don't think we'll sweep. I really don't think a sweep's involved. But I will be so happy if we do it 5, and I can come back on the show and go, "Hey, how was that
and I say
prediction, Joe?"
my team won because I'm a Bolts fan. I'm the biggest Bolts fan in the
It's like, I
world.
don't even care at that point.
Go.
No. So now we kind of got it that he's thinking 7. Just from his comment.
I am thinking he's thinking
we
7.
figured that out.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about the series.
He's moving on.
If you stop Matt Barzal, who is an absolute monster on the ice, you are probably going to win if you could stop Barzal and shut him down.
You definitely have to do that.
He's the driving leader of the offense.
Yes.
You need to limit him. And I'll tell you what, we played the Islanders 3 total times, right? We couldn't stop Barzal the first 2 times. They won 5-2 on November
We
1st
lost.
in Long Island. And we also lost 5-1 at home December 9th against the Islanders. Both games, they could not stop Barzal and could not contain him. Well, and the last time we faced them was February 8th at home, and we defeated them 3-1. We stopped Barzal, and we stopped their offense.
Do you think we're going to put our gourd line against him?
I hope so.
No question.
Absolutely.
No question. Let's look at the point leaders here. Speaking of point leaders, Braden Point.
Here we go. I love my Braden.
That was
8 points compared to Nelson of the Islanders, 7 points. We go on to the leaderboard of goals. Andre
I
Palat,
love Andre Palat.
5 goals.
Just fantastic.
Nelson again, who's another key player for the Islanders, had 4. Then we go to points. Braden Point,
Again, amazing.
7 assists to Bailey's 6. And then we go to plus minus. Victor Hedman
Yeah.
with 7 and Mayfield with 5. Now we look at the possible goalie matchup. I don't think there's any question in my mind. Vasi is the superior
There you go.
goalie.
Absolutely.
Yep.
No question about it. Vasi is the superior goalie. Volomov is 2.00 goals against average, while Vasi's 1.91.
Yep.
Save percentage, Volomov is 0.921 and Vasi's is 0.931. The only edge here is Volomov has 2 shutouts to Vasi's none so far in the playoff. We look at the backups. Grice, who's pretty damn good against us, his goals against average is 1.08 to McKinley's 1.08. So they're high goals
Wow.
against average.
Yeah, very close.
Save percentage. Let's see. Ooh, this is tie. Grice 9.60, McKinley 9.60. And Grice has got 1 shutout to McKinley's no shutouts, but McKinley hasn't played that much at all.
Yeah.
So
Did I miss why they put Bryson on the final games? Was that because of an injury, or was that
No.
just because they were switching?
no,
it up?
that was because Volomov had a messy 2 games and they got back in the series. Volomov was not good.
So they got back.
So
in
they
with
decided
Grice.
to put Grice in there, and it paid dividends because he was like lights out.
So they have played their backup goalie, and we haven't at all.
We haven't
Yeah.
played McKinley at all, and to tell you the truth, I seriously doubt we're going to. Do you agree?
I don't think we're going to play
Do you think?
McElhaney at all.
No, I don't
Nope.
think so.
I think
either.
McElhaney is going to be enjoying his time on the bench, making that money, doing exactly what that young kid thought he was doing for the Bruins. I'm sitting here making at least $740,000, which is the league minimum for a goalie.
He never thought he was going to get
This is
put
going to
in.
be a great time. And somebody went up and went, "You're up." He went, "What? I'm sorry. Who? What? No. Okay." I think he lost English at that point. He's like, "I don't know what. Who or where are we? Where's my bat for baseball?" He was scared. But poor kid.
They hung him out to dry.
They hung him out to dry.
Big time.
Great way to put that. By the way, I'm glad you're petting my new wet mascot, Echo. Yeah, she went outside. I guess it is pouring out. The rain is coming.
I got
She's a
some
sweetheart.
licks. I got some licks from her.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's my girl.
sweet.
But we could sleep tomorrow because we're all off of work, right?
I'm off. Yes.
What's work?
He
That's
doesn't know
right.
what's
I'm
work.
retired. That's
He's
not
old.
work.
He's retired.
I don't even know what a Monday is.
Okay, team stats again.
Yes.
Here we go. Power play. This is interesting.
Oh yeah.
Islanders 16.9 on the power play. The Bolts 17.1.
Oh.
The penalty kill. Islanders 82.2.
Yeah.
Our PK is 81.2.
Wow.
You know, these
Very
are really
close.
close stats.
That's what I tell you.
It's going to come back down to, these are our stats the way we play today.
Yeah. In the
I
playoffs,
still think we've
playoff
got
stats.
rooms for improvement.
You
And
do.
I still think that if we start crowding that net, and we did it on Marchand. Think about what happened. We gave Marchand 2 games in a row.
and he stood
He
right in
stood
front of that.
right in front of that stupid net
Right
with his
in-
little V skates
Yep.
and popped it in each time. Finally, by the third game, we went, okay, we got to stop that from happening, and we pushed him out of the way.
Yeah.
That's what the
Why
Lightning
did
can do.
it take
Yeah.
2 games though? We all
That's
saw
the
it
big
after
question.
the first.
Yeah.
Exactly. When the
All right.
fans and the Thunderstrikers are talking about that, and they're still not getting it, but that's what's going to happen, and I think that's what needs to happen with the Lightning. We are not only a team with depth, we're a team with heart, and we're willing to make changes 6 times. We're willing to make changes
He's
on the
counting.
fly as we go because we know that that's what's needed to win these games. These teams are coming in with their same plays, their same set, their same lines. We're coming in being adaptive, being changing, being dynamic, changing up things, and I think that's where we're going to see things.
Well, that was our downfall last year.
Yes,
we
it
weren't
was.
willing to adapt to that Columbus team, and we
Yeah.
should have.
Oh, yes.
Plus, we got out muscled, out hustled,
Out hit.
Yeah.
out hit big time.
Yeah.
And I went over the figures how many hits we've had.
Yeah.
It's just been so effective, and it's
So
just been
different now.
so nice. This is not the same damn team as we've seen in the past.
No, it's not. No,
And
it is
aren't
not.
we grateful?
Oh, thank goodness. Exactly.
Face-off percentage. The Islanders are 49.7. The Bolts are 47.7 on face-offs. Everything's
again.
so
So
damn
close.
close.
Where is Mitchell Stevens? Cooper.
Yeah.
JBB. Where is Mitchell? Mitchell Stevens posted a 78%
Yes.
face-off
Yeah.
in 4 games.
Mhm.
Where is Mitchell Stevens? It has come down to a lot of these games, not just the Lightning, but everybody across the board has won or lost their games in overtime off
The
a
face-off.
face-off.
Absolutely.
We need to tighten that down. Braden Point was so good at it last year, and we don't know what happened. We love Braden. Don't get me wrong.
He's
So glad to have him.
Yeah.
But his face-off has dropped off. We don't. That is one key thing that Mitchell Stevens brought to the table. And Mitchell, where are you?
Well, you forget who else we lost that was a great face-off was Sky Stamkos.
Oh yes, Steve.
He was
great.
one of our top face-off men, and
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
have him either.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I
We're
think Mitchell
adjusting.
Stevens was hanging out with Sorelli because I haven't seen Sorelli. Where is Sorelli?
Oh,
Get on the ice.
Sorelli.
I don't know what you're doing. You're out there, but you're not doing anything.
5 points in 13 games.
13 games.
Yeah, that's
5
not like
points.
Need to get it together, Sorelli, because I'll tell you what, Bailey is hot right now. 2 goals, 15 assists, 17. Yes.
You heard,
17 points. Fifth
Yeah.
in the NHL playoff in assists is Bailey.
you heard the rumors about Sorelli maybe being traded to the Rangers, right?
Well, that's always.
I would
Unfortunately.
not be surprised because they need to get rid of that contract because guess what? He is a free agent.
yeah.
So
And we talked about that right before the playoffs when all this came out, and there's so many. You got Killorn's up
They're all-
for grabs. There's all these guys are up for grabs, and thank goodness they didn't do any of this drafting or movement
Mhm.
prior to these games because these guys. How would you feel if you're skating for the Lightning and you know you're going to the Rangers? or you're going to Vegas, or
Right.
you're going to
What a
God help them.
crappy team to go to.
The what is that new the seahorses? What do they call them? The Karens? Oh no, the Krakens. That's the one. Yes.
Oh,
Who cares about the
Krakens?
Krakens?
Well, but just don't forget. 3 years ago, we said who cares about
the
Vegas?
Vegas Knights.
Yeah, and Vegas Knights went. We care about the Vegas Knights.
Yeah,
They're
pretty
like,
damn
we're
good
going to
team.
get all your best players that you can't protect. So
because
here we
we
go.
can't afford them, and
That's
that's the scary part. Is they have a full contingent of money, and they can afford players we can't afford right now. Makes it very hard for us.
Yep.
Okay, so
sorry.
this is probably what you're going to want to hear. So I'm going to say it. Let's end the speculation now. Advantages and predictions from me, your host.
Oh,
Here we go. Offense. Tampa Bay Lightning favors big time. Defense. Islanders favored by small amount. Goaltenders, not even a contest. Andrei Vasilevsky in goal. Coach is definitely the Islanders coach. My prediction tonight, Lightning in 7.
we predicted. We would predict that.
I still say 5.
I say
We got 6. Here we go. Good job all the way around, except for someone who's a negative Nelly tonight.
I said that
Negative.
Lightning in 7.
Negative Nelly.
It's not negative.
The bets are
That's
in
facts.
5, 6, or 7.
5,
It's
6, or
facts.
7. And I think we should put money on it at this point.
Ooh.
Oh, hello there. By the way, you're always welcome every time. I don't care what Joe says. We're glad to have you here on the show
You don't
tonight.
care what Joe says about me?
That's right. First of all, you're
Please.
you're one of the first pretty faces we've had on this show,
Aw,
which is
thank
nice
you.
to have. I mean, look at us. I mean, good gracious. But
Hey, I'm pretty damn handsome for an old guy.
you got half of it right.
But you're old. You're old and retired, unlike me.
I am old.
I am not retired.
I am not
Yes,
either.
you're old and working. I'm old and retired.
I'm working for the.
I think I'd
biggest
rather
company
be
in the world.
old and retired than old and working.
It is
but
a nice thing to do. Really is.
I'll just keep on getting my heavy duty high bonuses and watch
I'll
my
just-
Clorox stock just go through the roof.
I'll
I was
just let
going to
them
say
stay on
with
that.
COVID,
We are killing
It's
it.
got to be killing it. I
We
mean,
are killing it at
Clorox
Clorox.
Oh, yeah.
and COVID. I'm sorry.
Oh
but-
yeah.
My stock market is.
Yeah, really.
I could buy 2-3 houses right now.
I gotta retire well.
Ah,
with
yes,
Clorox.
I will retire
Yeah,
well.
but they're shacks.
You got to really be. You got to be concerned. This is going to be a tough matchup. I mean, I just told you, Bailey is on fire right now. You have to stop him. You have to stop some of these.
Let me ask you both something because I
Go ahead,
might have
phone
missed
7.
this, but were you hoping we would play the Flyers or the
No.
Islanders?
I was actually hoping for the Islanders because it's a team we know a little bit better, and I think the Flyers are a little bit more adaptive and would be adaptive to our new style of play. I think the Islanders are going to get stuck in a rut.
Okay.
They're going to expect the same team they played last time. They're not going to make the adjustments, and it's going to get ugly for them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What do you think, Joe?
No, it's going to be. It's going to be a battle. It's going to
Who
be a
would you have
war.
rather-
Who
who
were
would
you
you have
hoping
rather had?
for?
Islanders. This is what I wanted.
Yes, but you want it for selfish reasons. You want it because that's your
Not
birth
my
team.
Selfish reasons.
Selfish.
It's the
I want it for stat reasons.
Islanders match up very, very impressively with us,
Not saying they don't.
and it's going to be a hard fought contest.
Now, who do you want to go against next? The Knights or the Stars? That's
we got the
tough
Knights,
one.
don't we?
I'd rather go against the Stars, but we're going to go against the
It's going to be the Knights.
I think we're going to go against the Knights. I hate it, but at the same time, the Stars are some hard hitters.
Yeah.
They got the most hits,
We're great hitters. Don't get me wrong,
600 hits.
but we're a little fragile sometimes.
Mhm.
And the last thing we need
To
is
get hurt.
for somebody to get a stick to the face,
Yep.
coach. Someone to get a lower body injury, Stamkos. You know, these are things that we cannot afford.
Two
I
hard
think-
hitting teams.
I think we're better off
Very
with
close.
Vegas. Yeah, I think we're better off with Vegas.
Vegas has less.
But hey,
hits, but
Dallas came out of nowhere.
I know.
Dallas even shocked me. I was
Ben
like, what
Bishop
is
got-
going on?
Ben Bishop, as usual. I love Ben Bishop, but man, you always get hurt in the playoffs, dude.
Yeah,
And,
what did he do?
and
He
it
let
hasn't even
5
affected
goals
them.
in one period?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
and,
tough
and
for
they
him.
went with the rookie, and the rookie's done hell of a
Oh,
lot
I
better.
know.
yeah. Well, he's young. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Hate to say it. I mean, I love Ben. I've loved watching him. He's a great goaltender. But sometimes you age out of these things,
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate.
Mhm.
You know, look at Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson, don't forget, has got 10 years with the Bolts. He's probably history, but he's an older player.
Mhm.
He just, you see it every once in a while. He's a go-getter. He looks like this young kid, but then he has these older moments.
Right.
He slows down a little bit, but it's just because that's what you got going on. Hey, look, we got somebody calling. Who's this? Where's he at? It's probably going to be Dylan. Hey, Dylan, where'd you go? Nope, he didn't.
Nope, no call.
Nope.
Okay, so
Yeah, sorry, Dylan.
game 1, 8 p.m., MSNBC. And
You realize Sunday the NHL starts right during
Yeah.
our game.
yeah.
So, it's interesting because everyone wants to see Brady, how he's going to do with the Bucks at 4:30, and our game starts at 3.
It's a
And you know, they've
conflicting thing.
talked about that. That recently came up on a couple of the sports shows, is how is the NHL going to compete with the NFL? And it's a tough one. That's why Sunday's game is at 3:00. That's why they're really concerned and want to move Monday's game next week because of Monday Night Football. There's a lot of course, we talked about this when it came to the season tickets. And as a season ticket holder for the Bucks and the Rays and the Lightning, I was upset because if we had fans, there were all these different games going on at once, and I'd have tickets for all of them.
Yeah.
And couldn't figure out where I was going to go. Well, now that's been solved.
Right.
There's the one silver lining, but it's going to be for viewership too. It's going to be split viewership.
Mhm.
We love our NHL viewers, but we have to understand they're NFL viewers too. And even though this hockey is a better sport, sometimes they want to watch that stuff.
Right.
Very true.
And here we are in Stanley Cup playoffs in lieu of the first game of the NHL, but
Yeah.
Bucks, Tom Brady, everyone wants to see what's going to happen.
Everybody does, and I know you've got your views on that. We'll just leave that alone, Joe.
We won't go there.
But,
Let's not be judgmental because, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 new Tampa Bay Bucks
This is very
groups
true.
that
And-
I've allowed into the company.
I saw
You've
that.
allowed. Thank you for allowing them in.
Yes.
The best part about that is, the Bucks were missing a lot of commercialism. They were kind of just their team. They didn't have any breakout stars. They didn't have any draw to the crowds. They barely had an attendance, and they were heading toward the Dolphins,
Mhm.
Right.
for attendance. And so, smartly, the Bucks said, "Here's what we're going to do. Let's bring in some of these big name players."
Right.
Started off with Brady, and I got my season tickets 2 weeks before Brady got signed.
Wow.
Oh, prices went up, and then I bumped up the club, and 2 weeks after that, Gronk got signed.
Mhm.
Oh.
Because they're
So,
following Brady.
and now of course they're not playing, and it's been kind of shitty, but crappy. But
Okay.
there's so many different things going on at once, and we have to understand that the viewership is going to be split.
Right.
Hopefully they're going to see that this is the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's been a wild ride. It's been almost hockey every single night, 3-4 games
Which
at once
I have
sometimes.
loved.
Oh yes.
Mhm.
My DVD has never been more full.
I know.
Oh my God, killed it right up.
I'm going
But-
to mention that we have added, this is quite the name, Cream Swabbies.
Yeah, they came out of
They came out of nowhere. John Miles, who I was friends with even before the initiation, I'm in their group and I'm the administrator of their group,
What's a cream swabby?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan club group.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he asked me if we wanted to do business together and work together. And I said yes. And
He just wants to poach the best producer in the planet.
no,
Yes, I will.
He came to me first, and he
he wanted
made
to
a
poach the best
recommendation. He wanted a recommendation because I told him that instead of being, I was being a nice guy. He brought up the fact that he needed a broadcast partner for his group, and I felt like my producer was a good candidate for
Boy,
that
I heard you're a
position.
good candidate.
So I made a
What a
recommendation.
great producer.
But, however,
now I'm going to change
again,
that.
it was started by me. I'm the one that initiated it, and now I told Jeff to go for it and talk with John,
Awesome.
and hopefully he'll be doing a show with.
Yeah, John's got a lot of.
John.
I read some of his information. He's got a lot of background in podcasting and radio stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And look forward to talking about how we can work together.
Yeah.
I just felt that was a great fit.
It
I mean,
is.
I am not the biggest Bucks fan in the world. I'm not knowledgeable
That goes
with the
without saying.
Bucks. With the Bucks,
You're not the biggest Bucks fan in the world. We know
No,
that.
but
Marsha
you
Brady.
are.
I am a big Bucks fan
So
because
that's
you know
why
why?
I made the
You know
recommendation.
why I'm a Bucks fan, Joe? Number one reason is because I live in Tampa Bay. I support
Stop.
my Tampa Bay teams.
Stop.
Hey, how are the Rays doing? Let's just
Stop.
bring it up for a second.
Stop.
First
Yankees are what,
place.
5.5 games back, something like that. Actually,
Wait, what is your football team?
let's pull up the stats,
What?
shall we?
Who's your?
Giants?
Oh.
MLB standings.
He's breaking the law. One of my rules.
What's your rule?
5.5
No.
games back.
No baseball.
Oh
talk.
my! Is there any other team that is 5.5 games ahead of anyone else? I think not. But that's
He's
okay.
breaking my rule. He'll be
How
going
about-
to Cream
how about
Swabbies by
those-
himself.
How
That's
about
right.
those bolts?
Yes, let's.
That'll
Bolts.
be his new group.
We love our Bolts. We love our Tampa Bay teams. Most of us love our Tampa Bay teams.
I love all our Tampa Bay teams.
Exactly,
I love the Lightning.
He loves one
Yes.
of our Tampa Bay teams.
which is good.
Hey, I didn't say I
better
didn't like
than
the Bucks.
That's true.
I like the Bucks.
You like?
I've
the
been to a
Bucks.
Bucks game,
One Bucks game?
Yeah.
Okay.
just one.
It's better.
But my
Okay.
knowledge is the Lightning. My knowledge is hockey. That is
Yes.
my sport. That's the
Well,
sport
that's
that
why we
I
love our
cover.
Thunderstrikers, because we love our hockey games.
Yeah, but I do like the Bucks. There's nothing wrong with the Bucks. I have no problem with the Bucks. I don't like their quarterback. I can't stand Tom Brady, but
Well, the
I can
good part
overlook
is-
that. I can overlook that.
They had a press conference. Tom Brady got on. He doesn't like you either.
Good.
So I guess it's me.
Good. Well, that's
First thing
good.
he said,
I
he-
hope Marsha Brady doesn't like me, and your
Because-
name is Marsha
I
Brady.
don't
goes,
like Joe.
I am so glad to be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Blah
And
blah blah.
by the way,
make
I
all
want
that
to let
over-
you know I don't like
cheating
Joe
ass-
either. And then went on.
Cheating quarterback.
It's only cheating if it's someone else's team. Don't
Oh.
forget. Now he's a hero.
Oh
Right.
yeah, now you
That's
kiss his
correct.
ass.
Yes, we do.
You're kissing his ass.
That's
Hey, if
right.
he brings us to the Super Bowl in Tampa,
You're
yes,
all
we do.
ass-
Did you
kisses.
see? Now, here's what I love, and this 2 of the 3 teams are already heading this way. Could you see us
No.
holding the Stanley Cup,
No,
In Tampa.
no,
the World Series,
no, no,
And-
Hell no,
and
not gonna
the
happen.
Super Bowl?
All
Well,
in 1 year.
I'll say 2 out of the 3 is possible.
2 out of the 3 is definitely possible. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking
this,
3 out
if
of
there
3
if
this
there's
year.
any year
It's this year.
it's going to happen, this is the year it's going
As
to happen.
crazy as the
In a
COVID year has been,
60-game
it will
season.
happen.
And that's
Where
what they'll
they
blame
should
it
have
on.
never
Yeah. Well, it
played.
was a COVID year.
That's right.
They should have never played baseball.
That's what the Bruins said. We really didn't try because of
That's
COVID.
There was an asterisk in front of our. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Winners
anyway,
fair and square. Go ahead.
Congratulations. We're happy to have you, John
Yes,
Miles.
welcome aboard.
We're happy to have the Bucks and Crew Life, which is an outstanding
Yeah,
group. I
we
love
love
those guys.
Crew
Oh,
Life.
yes,
Love
yes,
those
I
guys.
saw
Yeah,
that.
we've got the Bay Bolts. We love the Bay Bolts.
They both impressive shows.
Yeah,
Very
oh
impressive shows.
Guys, I want to talk to you about your editing because that's incredible. There's some good stuff going on. I was watching actually Bay Bolts earlier. They were doing the recap,
I saw that.
and
posted
just
it.
a phenomenal production view.
They're good.
They're very, very good. I
They're
thought
very,
we were
very
doing
good.
well, but good gracious, those guys are kicking.
All right, now let's
Yes.
let's not go there.
I think they're very, very good.
They
All right,
are very, very good.
so we
But-
are just at 2 minutes. It's time to
Final thoughts.
say our goodbyes. Jan, we're gonna let you start with your final thoughts. What you got to tell us today?
Well, I am very happy to be here and just happy to watch the series. I'm voting for the Bolts, of course. Thank you for having me on and letting me plug Mimosa Mavens. My website is www.mimosamavens.com, so you can check out some really cool mimosa bars.
Outstanding.
And the invitation's there anytime you want to come on the shows.
Oh yes.
Sundays at 7:00, Tuesdays.
How
at
long
7
have we
o'clock.
been working on this to get me back on? It's been a while.
I've been wanting.
Yeah, he's been asking, so
Yeah.
I
Very
finally
nice.
made
But
it.
you have a very tough schedule, so
I'm a busy person. I have a full-time job, a part-time job, and
it's
Really?
hard to get on.
Yes, it
It's
is.
hard to get on.
Joe, what you got to say on the way out?
Well, thanks so much, Janice, for coming on the show. I'm 5 years of knowing you. I'm so used to Janice.
Janice is fine.
It's hard to convert to Jan. But then again, I converted Tom Brady to Marsha Brady, so I think I can. That cheating quarterback that everybody's kissing ass. Oh, God, I hate Brady. But then again, I know Eli Manning will always own him.
These are your final thoughts.
Eli
Joe.
Manning will
Final thoughts.
always own him. my final thought is thank you for watching the show, and be there Tuesday night for the Snappers Bar and Grill and Comedy Club for the WZIG radio booth in 104.7 FM. And we are there every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Thank you, God, that I got that gig back. I can't wait to do that.
And you'll have a lot to talk about after Monday's game.
Oh, we'll have a lot to talk about. We'll talk about the Lightning and the Islanders game. So it's going to be fun. So join us at 7 o'clock Tuesday night. But I'm your host, Joe D'Angelo, signing off. And thank you again, Janice, for coming on.
Thank you.
Anytime you have an open invitation.
I appreciate that.
And I am Jeff Snyder, your producer. We'd like to thank everyone for watching. Don't forget, you can always catch us on CastBox, YouTube, or now Twitch. Or you can always rewind this show on Facebook and enjoy all the comments and all the fun times we've had together. This is the Safety Harbor Studios, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Go Bulls!